Are you a Walking Dead fan like us? Well then, you must have heard about the rumors that have been going on about the Rick and Michonne spin-off. In today's video, we'll talk all about it and look at some behind-the-scenes pictures of the post-apocalyptic love story. So if that's something that interests you, keep watching this video to find out more. First up, let's look at all we know about this spin-off so far. Rick and Michonne are one of the most liked couples from the zombie apocalypse franchise. Fans have been begging the team to make a spin-off that revolves around the two, and finally, our prayers have been heard. First, there were only rumors about the spin-off being planned, but in recent news, it has been confirmed by none other than the Walking Dead franchise itself. The series will be developed by The Walking Dead's chief content officer, Scott Gimple, while lead actress Denai Guerrera will be the executive producer, writer, and co-creator of the show. The show is being teased as an epic love story between the couple, and will follow the two after Rick is captured by CRM, and Michonne attempts to bring him back home to safety. Now, that's what we could roughly make of the plot from the little bits of information we could get from different sources, which means that we can't say for sure that this is exactly what will happen in the story. Whatever happens, one thing that we know for sure is that the show is going to be iconic. A release date hasn't yet been announced, but as far as we know, fans might have to wait a whole year to finally see this spin-off. Now, that's a long time to wait, but remember, all good things take time. The show is currently in pre-production, and filming is expected to start in the mid of January. Lead actress Denai Guerrera, who we all know plays the fierce character of Michonne in the franchise, teased us about the show through some behind-the-scenes pictures that set the fandom on fire. Let's talk a little about that now. Up next, here's what Guerrera said about the spin-off series. Previously, in an interview from the 20 Questions on Deadline podcast, Denai talked a little about some of the details of the upcoming series. This included some things about the plot and a little about the release date. Everything added even more hype to the spin-off that's currently in pre-production. Talking about when the series is aimed to be released, she said that the whole crew's goal was to release it in the latter half of 2023, maybe even after Halloween. That's the rough goal, but no date can be given at this time. The show is not even in production yet, so the wait makes sense too. What she said in the interview really hyped fans up, but as always, they were looking and craving more updates. And fans won't rest until they know all that they want to. Well, we'll try to tell you as much as we know. After the interview, Guerrera took to Instagram to share more updates about the upcoming spin-off series. She took to her official Instagram account on the 2nd of January to share some behind-the-scenes pictures of her with some of the team members of the series. The post made fans go crazy and even more excited about the series. Knowing that production might finally be starting is just a wonderful thought. Won't you all agree? This means that we are getting closer to finally getting to the series. Now, here's what she said on her Instagram. Going back to the post, Denai shared to her Instagram feed on Monday, January 2nd, with an update about her upcoming show. The post had 3 snaps of her with her co-star Andrew Lincoln and The Walking Dead's chief content officer Scott M. Gimple in the frame. The 3 were posing together in a selfie in the first snap that Guerrera posted. In the second snap, Lincoln was in the back, playfully posing as Guerrera took the selfie with him in the frame. And in the last snap that she posted, she was seen smiling, taking a selfie with Lincoln again. In the small caption she posted along with the snaps, she teased the starting of production of the much-awaited spin-off. #Rishone Spinoff. She started the caption with the main character's ship name. An official name hasn't yet been decided for the series, but it looks like this is what us fans will be calling the show until we know what the crew decides to call it. With this, she wrote 2023, suggesting that the show started production this year. This also could mean that this is the year that the show will be released later this year, if everything goes according to plan, as we talked about earlier in the video. She continued telling her fans and followers that pre-production of the show was in full swing and going really well so far. All this news, and especially this one update about the show, makes us just so excited, doesn't it? She ended her caption saying, "We're getting there. Did you hear that? Yep, we are getting so much closer to finally getting to see the epic love story in the post-apocalyptic universe, and we are more than just excited for it." Coming up next, let's talk about the behind the scenes of Rick and Michonne's final scenes. Talking about the epic couple, how can we forget their last scene scenes on the show. The Walking Dead ended featuring the two, and fans couldn't have asked for a better way to end the show. For those of you who haven't watched, there's going to be spoilers ahead, so you have been warned. To refresh the memory of those who have watched the finale, in the last scene, we get a sneak peek into what the two had been up to while they were away. As the screen fades to black and the viewers think it has ended, we see the light of a lit match illuminating Rick's face, followed by Michonne's face. Now, this obviously sent the fans into a frenzy. The Walking Dead knew exactly what they were doing when they decided to air this scene, and they knew how fans would react, and it worked out perfectly. At first, this scene came off as a bit confusing to a lot of fans. Why? Well, it looked like Rick and Michonne were together, and as we all know, that's not possible. They had been separated when Rick was captured. Let's talk a little more about the scene. Following up, let's talk a little more about this scene from the finale. Now, the scene was confusing, but only for a bit. You see, they appeared to be together because of the imagery of the scene. Both were illuminated by the light of flames of a campfire and connected by voices. But then it's revealed that it's Michonne who has Rick's possessions. Yup, the same possessions he had tossed into the ocean to avoid confiscation. This included his boots, journal, and his phone. As Michonne reads through the journal, the viewers get to hear what he wrote in his journal in Rick's voice, as if he's the one reading it out loud. All these are just clues to help her find where her husband is. Rick's voice reads his journal, speaking of how he's always thinking of the dead, and those people who are still alive, and those that he has lost. Faces of his friends, both dead and alive, flash across the screen during this. He then says that he has realized that they are the ones who have made him into the person he is today. Next up, why did they put this scene in the finale? The next scene after that, we see Michonne in action, slicing heads and riding on horseback in a new costume. After a few more action-packed, suspenseful scenes, we come to the final scene, where we see Rick surrendering with his hands in the air. In this scene, we get to see a devastated city over the waters. Now, this was obviously a teaser for their upcoming spin-off together, and fans were quick to catch on and realized this, making them even more excited for the show than they were before. This was just a glimpse of what we will get to see later this year, when the series finally comes out, and it would explain what the two had been doing while they were off the show. Now it's just a matter of waiting till we find the answers to all our questions. We know, you all are dying just like us to find out so much. Like where even Rick is, and how would Michonne even get to him? Well, if you're just as restless as we are, and beyond excited, then that's exactly what the crew wanted. Well played, The Walking Dead, well played. Finally, here's how fans are reacting to this finale. After the finale, the whole fandom is on fire. Everyone is talking about it and what could happen next. From fan theories to speculations, the fans are doing everything they can to try and figure out what's next for the couple in the Walking Dead universe. Some fans have even started making fan edits for the couple, and honestly, some of these edits are super cool if you haven't watched them already. Although we doubt that if you're in the fandom and on social media that you would have missed out on them. The show could have ended normally without the final scenes of Michonne and Rick. The ending would have been pretty satisfactory for the fans that way too, but then they wouldn't be talking so much about the spin-off as much as they are now, would they? And fans aren't complaining about these final scenes, don't get them wrong. They're absolutely loving the way the show ended, but the wait is just killing them. But that's just good news for the show in general, right? If the production takes time, we can rest easy, knowing that they poured their heart and soul into it. That's all we have time for in today's video. Are you excited to watch this upcoming spin-off? Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and smash that subscribe button for more content in the future. And with all that said, as always, we'll see you in our next video.